All right, good morning. Is everyone having a good day? Today we are going to talk about our numbers because our numbers are so important. So one thing we've always talked about in our numbers, the difference between a number and a letter is we count with our numbers. Okay, we count, we add, we subtract. We use numbers all the time to figure out certain problems. So one thing about numbers, remember there's 26 letters in the alphabet, but the thing about numbers is they are never ending. Like numbers can go on forever. And I know you guys have mastered your 1 through 10. Really, really awesome. But when we get above 10, sometimes we get confused when we count, and that's okay because as our brains get bigger and you go to kindergarten, you're going to learn so much more about your numbers. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do all of the numbers we have learned in preschool. Okay, but let's look at this number right here. So a 1 and a 5 together makes a 15, okay? So have we talked about the number 15 yet? We haven't, but we're going to do it on Thursday, okay? But for today, this is a 1 and a 5, and it together, it makes a 15. So right here, we have our number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so if you guys notice, remember when I talked to you about patterns, and we're going to do patterns next after this, that the numbers start over again, okay? So if you notice when we get to 10, it starts with 0, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we put the number in front of it, and that's how our numbers get bigger. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you to trace it and write it. Okay, we always trace it first in case we don't have it mastered on writing it by ourselves, because tracing is what helps us to write it. All right, so I want you to go do a really good job, and then even if you want to, on the numbers that you can't look at, so like this, number 7. Miss Kim knows that. But what if I went right here and I'm like, oh, I know how to trace that number, and I know how to write that number, but I don't know what that number is. You can say, Mom, what number is this? And she's going to say, oh, that's your number 5. So then you can put dots by it on the ones you don't know, and then you can practice that over this summer. You can count the dots and say, oh, I know my number 5. This is just a good guide to review. Okay, go do a really good job on that, and we will be back for patterns.